on this earth, it's only 78 guys that made the Hall of Fame. That's unheard of. And to be on that list and one of those guys, and not only be one of those guys, to be the first at my position to do it was like never even imagined.
Obviously, you're the greatest return man of all time. I see you got the GOAT chain on, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on the current state of kickoffs in the NFL and the rules that have been implemented in recent years. I read some of your initial thoughts on it, and I know at first you were a little shaky on the new format, but where do you stand now as we head into the second year with those rules?
I would say everybody was a little shaky with the new rules when it first got presented to us, but now I'm leaning towards being a fan of it. I feel like it's opening up opportunities again for the returners to get their hands on the ball, and it's actually penalizing the kicking team. If they decide to kick touchbacks, decide to kick it out of bounds, so it is forcing the kickers to put the hands in return the returner put the ball in the returner's hands. So it is opening up doors for the returners and bringing them back to what we can say the National Football League. And so I like it. Now I just want to see some more touchdowns.
So if these rules were in place for your entire career, do you think it would have changed your legacy at all?
Most definitely.
In a good way?
In a good way. Yeah,
in a good way? Okay.
Good way, because I would have got my opportunity to get more touches. I feel like the rules once they got put in place when I was playing it eliminated me from getting my hands on the ball. Like it was like, there was some years I couldn't even make the Pro Bowl because I didn't have enough returns. And so it really took me out the game when it came to the kickoff return, most definitely. So now it's opening up opportunities for those guys to get their hands on the ball now.
It was really cool to see you go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a part of the 2024 class. And you were the first return specialist to ever do that. Do you think that do you still kind of have to pinch yourself a little bit thinking about that accomplishment? Does it feel real?
It still doesn't feel real because, as a kid growing up, and I always tell this story, and it's been going on for the last 2 years now last year since I made the Hall of Fame. Like as a kid, to be honest with you, I didn't grow up saying I wanted to be a Hall of Famer. I grew up saying that I wanted to play in the NFL, and that's all I thought about, and by saying that, this was an accomplishment that was never thought of as a kid, because you don't think that high, and it's in elite, it's in a league of its own, because when you talk about Hall of Fame, in my class we had 378 players, and we're talking about in football period that was able to make the Hall of Fame. And it's like, wow, what I mean? On this world, on this earth, it's only 78 guys that made the Hall of Fame. That's unheard of. And to be on that list and one of those guys, and not only be one of those guys, to be the first at my position to do it was like never even imagined. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, to be in this situation that I am right now. I'm so grateful and so thankful for everything that happens. The Bears organization, the coaching staff, on down to the cafeteria, the custodians, everybody in the organization that played a big part into my success.
Yeah. Do you think we're ever going to see another player go into the Hall of Fame as a return specialist?
I'm hoping that I open up doors for some of the other guys to make it. As a player, we don't have no say-so or no leeway in the decision that's made when it comes to the Hall of Fame. So hopefully one of those guys, that's right there with me, get an opportunity to make it.
Got to talk about some Bears, or got to talk about the Bears with you, Devin. So if you look at the most recent preseason post or power rankings, they normally fall somewhere right there in the middle, the Bears do. So from my perspective, it feels like a season where things really need to click, or big changes could be coming. And of course, quarterback Caleb Williams is at the center of all of that. What's your take on the current Bears squad?
I think right now I think they're in the right direction. I think picking up a great OC. This guy here, he really, really opened up the doors for the Detroit Lions. And we can all sit here and be honest with each other. Nobody really, really paid attention to Detroit Lions when in my heyday when I was playing, or even, you know what I mean, like just really didn't. And I would say over the last 3 4 years, the Detroit Lions has been one of the top teams in the NFL, and it's because of the offense that this guy has brought to the table, and what he transitioned the Detroit Lions into being a high power offensive team, and it just opened up eyes, and these guys potentially are like seeing like there was guaranteed playoff status. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
last couple of years, just because of what he did to that team, and now that we are able to have that same offensive coordinator come over here, um, with the first round draft pick and Caleb Williams, the quarterback, and then DJ Moore and those guys, and we just picked up a great tight end in the draft. I'm thinking that you can't expect for it to happen overnight, but
Yeah.
I do I can see that this offense is gonna sooner or later. I don't know when, but hopefully it start simulating to what Detroit has done in the past couple of years.
Yeah. I know it's been 40 years since the Bears won a Super Bowl. How do you think the fan base has handled this drought, this long layoff, and how close? You said you feel like they're almost there. Do you feel like 5 years?
That 5 years is too long. 5 years is too long. I'm hoping with the next 2 3 years that
Okay.
it could be some hope there. You know what I mean? You can't expect for it overnight. Like I say, it's the first year. You know what I mean, with a new OC, so
Yeah.
gotta get acclimated to the offense, the playbooks, and things like that. So, but I do want to see some improvement. Our goal is improvement this year. If I would be happy if we make a mid playoff turn.
Yeah.
I would take that as an A plus, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the organization would too as well. And we can make it third, fourth, second, third round of the playoff. I would say that's an A plus, and then the following year we'll be ready for the Super Bowl.
I like it. Last two questions here for you. So, got to talk about the Miami Hurricanes for a minute here, and I want to talk about your time there. We saw so much hype around Travis Hunter playing two ways in college, but I mean, you played three ways: offense, defense, and special teams. So, how hard was it to have an impact in all three of those areas? And what do you think of Travis's game?
Travis is coming in with a unique situation. He was able to be full time defense and offensive player in college. In all 3 years that he played in college, I don't think that was ever done before. From any player. Like when you talk about full time, I mean starting corner and the starting receiver, and
Yeah.
the snaps that he had was potentially a starter. You know what I mean? Started snaps, and so him coming over, and then you think about the way the NFL is evolving. You know what I mean? With all kind of crazy offensive coordinators that's coming up with all kind of crazy schemes to utilize their players, and then also he's a great defensive player. So the Jacksonville does have their hands full of what they're going to do with Travis. I know it's a lot of questions going on in that situation. But you and I, we're both eager to see how that's going to pan out in the league. So we'll see by week 8 9 whether or not this is something that could potentially work out.
Yeah. Last one for you here. Again, your time in Miami helped you forge a real relationship with Deion Sanders, and obviously, Coach Prime announced today that he's been going through some health issues. What does it, in your opinion, say about his character that he's always, fighting and also has a smile on his face? And what did it mean to you to be friends with him over these years?
It meant a lot. It meant a lot. Me and Dion cross change words every day. Um, so it's been a lot from a person like that you know has some tragedy that he's going through right now in his life. I'm praying for the best of him. But if you don't know Dion, you will never know when he's having a bad day. He always keeps a smile on his face. Um, he's always high lived it, never really let anything bother him. I'm excited what's going on with him right now. He's still involved in coaching. I know that's going to happen. He's not
Yeah.
stepping down. I don't think he's stepping down. He his life and his journey. God bless him with was able to bless other young men and to get open up doors for a lot of people. So
Yeah.
that's what he strives off for. It's really really getting opportunity to open up doors for other people and to turn boys into men, and that's what he's proud of. that's his passion, and that's what he lives for, and that's his pride and joy every day he wakes up. Is he want to get somebody else better and make a mother proud of their child, and that's his goal. And I can see him, doing this for the next 10 years.